When you're going up against a team like New Orleans who likes to get downhill, as a guy like Zion who can really operate down there, what's key for a guy like you to kind of help your shell defense operate?
Yeah, just play physical. Defense is always a 5-on-5 thing, so just everybody on the team has to work to get back, be in the right positions, be in the right spots, and knowing it's going to be a physical game against a physical guy.
What's been your perspective of a guy like Lou, who over the last 4 games has guarded so many different players from Donovan Mitchell to Giannis, and will probably have minutes against a guy like Zion here tonight?
Honestly, it's one of the most impressive things that I've seen in the NBA is the way these guys can play defense. It's crazy how they get around screens, they do things like that, they pursue the whole game. I know as a big guy like me, Hart, Chet, we'll talk with BC, we'll talk about it. We're no way we could pursue screens the way that they do it. So it's super impressive just to watch his greatness on the defensive end and what he does out there.
Well, what do you think of Chet's All-Star case?
I think he's all-star for sure. Great player, elite player on both sides of the ball, best rim protector in the league. He's one of the few guys that's 7 foot that can do what he does on offense. So it's and we're the number one team in the league. So I feel like that's the case for itself. It's just you got one of the best players on the best team in the NBA, and you should be all-star.
What's it been like seeing Kendrick kind of step up these last few games with a lot of injuries?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great. I'm happy for him. K-Rich has been a guy that you always chirp with when we're in high I, or even my rookie year after practices, we would play one-on-one, and it would be me, him, and Trey Man. And K-Rich is always that guy, we would call him Boogie, and he would do the little things that he's been doing in the game. And just being able to see him go out there and do it, every time he scores a different bucket or some type of bucket where he's out there playing, I'm always smiling. I'm always doing my little hand signal with him, and it's just super fun to be able to see him go out there and have the success he's having.
You've always been known to be a pretty big communicator when you're out there on the court. How much of that has grown since being in the NBA? How much of that was second nature coming into the league?
I would say that I had it coming into the league, but now it's just me being comfortable with what our system is, comfortable with the teammates. I know how to talk to certain guys. I know what we're looking for out of certain guys. I've seen a few things, so I'm on the bench talking to Brooks, telling him what he can do better. So it's just different things of me just kind of getting comfortable with our system, comfortable with our coaches, our players, that's allowed me to grow in that area of my game.
Going back to Kenrich, when you guys were all first, second year guys, he served as kind of that lone vet. As you guys have grown up, been here a while, does he still kind of occupy that role as kind of a vet to you guys?
Yeah, for sure. He's the guy, he's a vet. He isn't loud a lot, but when he is loud, everybody's listening. And K-Rich is definitely still that vet for our team, and when K-Rich has something to say, we all respect it and we all listen to it.
Thunder's got the New Orleans Pelicans here in town as they wrap up this homestand. I've got Jay Will here alongside me. Jaylin, great chance. You guys have been such wonderful bounce-back team for years and years now. You've had a couple tough losses by just a couple points here and there. How do you all kind of respond to those opportunities? Because I know it's not always about just the result. It's more about how you're playing.
Yeah, you respond to it the same way you would respond to a win. Regardless of the game, regardless of the outcome, there's going to be lessons and things that we learn or things that we did bad in the game, regardless of the outcome. So we just go into these games looking at the last game, seeing what we could do better going to the next one and trying to correct those mistakes.
Mark Daignault often uses the term just be clear-eyed about it, and some of that has to do with film. I know you guys got to watch some film yesterday. Any big takeaways of what you all want to do at a higher level here tonight against this Pelican squad?
I wouldn't say there's anything right on the dot, but I think it's just knowing that a lot of it's controllables, things that we can do better as a team. It doesn't matter if we're making or missing shots. It's just our effort as a team going out there and doing the things that we're good at doing. So I think as long as we control those things and know that's what we're good at, I feel like that's when we get in the best position to win.
When we were able to run some of the footage that we had of you during the Toronto Raptors broadcast on our FanDuel Sports Network broadcast, we got to hear you mic'd up. And we all know, we can hear some of what's going on the floor, but to hear you mic'd up in that way, the way you're communicating with your teammates, talking to them, letting them know where the pressure's coming from, where the help's coming from, all that stuff. Take me inside of that in those moments. Did you even, when you're out there on the floor, did you even still realize that you were mic'd up? And if not, what's happening second nature there for you?
Honestly, I don't realize I'm mic'd up until I'm trying to talk to my teammate about something I shouldn't be talking about. But yeah, it's just second nature to be able to talk and do those things. And the more that I can talk, the more I can see the court, it's easier for my teammates. So I think that's something that we do good as a whole, is helping out the person that's next to us. And when I'm able to talk and see the game, it just helps the guys that's pressuring the ball.
What's that moment like when you're calling out a coverage and a guy's coming up to try to screen Lou Dort, for example, and Lou's able to make that anticipatory play, and you guys make, I mean, it has to be such a rewarding feeling to help your teammate and then collaborate like that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like my communication is doing a lot, but when you have on-ball defenders like Lou, Queso, AC, Dub, those type of guys that can guard the ball, like, my job is nothing compared to what they're doing. And as much of the advantage that I can give them, if I can give them a call a second earlier than what they would realize normally, that's just makes their job easier. So whenever I can make their job as easy as they make my job, I try to go for it as much as I can.
Well, the other thing on the other end of the floor that you're helping some of your perimeter teammates with is just some of the playmaking. And right now you guys are so shorthanded. You got so many guys injured. Your ability as a kind of that point center, how critical is that, particularly in a matchup like this one tonight with the Pelicans, to help your guys find either backdoor cuts or open shots from behind the arc?
Yeah, that's part of my game that I really love. I just love passing the ball. I think the ball has energy on offense, and when the ball's moving around and everybody's getting touches and different guys are getting shots, it just makes the game easier, and it's harder to guard, honestly. And I love passing the ball. It's a fun thing to do. My dad always told me to pass the ball growing up, and I don't know, it's just part of my game, and it's fun.
One of the guys you just mentioned, different guys getting opportunities to step up and make plays. Ousmane Dieng, one of the guys that you came into the league with, he's had a really nice pop of games here, has had some opportunities. He's had, of course, a lot of things not go his way in terms of injuries and not being able to get on the floor. What's it been like for you to see him be impactful in the minutes that he's had here lately?
Yeah, it's great to see Us be able to go out there and play. Of course, in-house, we all see what Us can do. We see the work that he puts in and like that, but going through the stuff that he goes through while you're in the NBA is super hard. Dealing with injuries, fighting through injuries, and being back, and then as soon as you're back, getting hurt again, and then going up and down from the G League, and just constantly going through that cycle. It's not hard, and then once you get in your head, it's hard to perform on the court, and you're constantly like not knowing if you're playing, and just being able to see him go out there and play his game and be happy and talk with AJ in French. Like, it's just super fun just to see him to be out there doing his thing again, and I'm happy for him.
Well, such a supportive group of teammates, too. You guys have all been through some similar things and are there for each other. The last thing I want to ask you about is just this Pelicans team. They just went in and beat the Spurs a couple nights ago, despite being young, despite maybe not having the record that they want. What are some of the biggest threats that they're going to present to you tonight?
Yeah, every team in this league is a great team. There's no team that you can just go to sleep on and just take the night off. So we just got to go into this game with respect, knowing they have great players, they have great guys that can attack the rim, great guys that can shoot the three, whatever it is. They have great guys on both sides of the ball, and we got to give them the respect and go into this game and handle business.
You guys at the Thunder, you always bring that attitude into the game from the very outset. Good luck out there tonight, Jay. We'll appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right, that's Jaylin Williams. I'm Nick Gallo, and this is Thunder Basketball.